Hello everyone, my name is Christiane Ameya. I'm a tantric teacher and I'm here today with this amazing woman, my beloved friend and relationship coach Nina Thorwart. And she just got married here in Cyprus, what is super exciting. And we want to talk today about the topic how to attract your soulmate. Welcome, Nina.
Thank you. Thank you being here with you, and thank you having you here in Cyprus, and so exciting to talk with you about my most loving subject.
Yeah, mine too. So, as Nina and I met about 6 years ago in an ashram in India, Nina was single, and I always saw her as this really, deeply connected to spirit woman who has been, having a man here and there, but mainly been really by herself and really very contained inside, and lots in her self practices and very dedicated to her path. And now you got married.
Yeah, surprisingly.
So Nina, can you share a bit more about maybe, how that felt for you, before you met your husband, and maybe how it is after. So how did that all happen?
Yeah, thank you for asking me. I love telling this story. And actually before, as Christiane said, I was very dedicated to my own spiritual path, and I was in a state of being where I was saying it's like I'm happy without any reason. So I really felt very contained and very happy, and there was nothing what was needed anymore. And but still I had this wish for a partner, so that was still going on. And just one day or 1 week before I met my husband now, I realized that I really do not need a partner to be happy and fulfilled. And then this whole wish was falling apart from me. And then 1 week later I met Robert. So I have to feel meeting Robert was really the next level for me on my spiritual path.
Beautiful.
Because it was like testing. It was really like testing if I really could contain my being happy without any reason, and then giving me this partner, and then it was really tested. My happiness.
Really, really beautiful. Yeah, I also feel, and I work a lot with women myself, and just for me as a woman, I feel it's really about, just getting to know ourselves more, like becoming more aware of who we are, what our desires are, how can we really live in, and how can we really stay deeply connected to ourselves, and just, finding an intimate connection with ourselves, right?
Yes.
So, and I think everyone is really desiring a relationship still, even if we're on that path of, let's say, self-development or a spiritual path that we're walking. So, and at the same time, what I see in this bigger picture of relationships right now is that it's also very challenging for many women. I think for everyone, but especially for women, it's very challenging to be on that path and at the same time, being in a relationship, and because relationships are not always romantic and honeymoon-like, right?
Yeah.
Even if you may feel like this right now. But they can be also really difficult and challenging. What would you say?
Yeah, actually, I would say relationships are meant to be difficult, because if they would be easy, we wouldn't grow. So I think relationships are given to us that we are really healing. For me, it's really a big healing issue, healing all these subjects which we are traumatized, are having old wounds out of old relationships, and mostly these are the relationships between my mother and me and my father and me. So really being in intimate relationships with our parents, and all these wounds which are coming out of these old relationships are possible to be healed in a relationship. So this I'm very convinced about, that you need other relationships to heal them. And when you are ready in your own self-development, then the person will come to make it happen, that you can grow further in this relationship. But it will be difficult, no doubt. And therefore it's very good that you have a very good connection with yourself before, that you always know where the direction is going.
Yeah, I really like that, because I also feel there's this spiritual concept of, we, for example, like, we don't need anyone else, it becomes almost like a bad thing that you need someone else. And I think it's a really good process to actually see that this is not true, and it is true, because we all kind of like need from time to time a reflection of who we really are. So it feels like a process, right? Of like just really getting to know ourselves more and healing or transforming by ourselves, and then meeting someone and coming into this connection, and then really having the mirror and really actually practicing all the things that we beautifully learned just by ourselves. So what I also see in the scene at this moment, or just everywhere in the world, and what I feel also super passionate about, because it's a part of my own process in the last few years, is the topic of how do we live in relationships in the future. So I mainly was in monogamous relationship, and as I came on that path deeper and deeper, I also opened to polyamory, and I lived in a very beautiful polyamorous relationship for the last year. And I think it's a very interesting topic, and I think it's what do you feel like? What do you think about the topics of monogamy and polyamory?
Yeah, I mean, it's a very interesting topic for sure, and also we developed on this path. So when we met in an open relationship. So we called it open relationship, what means you can have multiple partners. But then I was just coming to this point, and I said to my fiance at that time, why not to have a real open relationship between us first? And then really discussing that, what means to be open as hell. I mean, to be vulnerable, most vulnerable as possible first. And with that, we were entering on a path that still is going on. So we are still not in this moment where we are open up for others. We are still in this process where we are opening each other to just us both and dropping deeper into love. And I think even what I spoke before, that we are all our way we are relating to each other is determined by the relationships to our parents. Most of us have subjects or like mistrust. So trust and mistrust is such a big thing. And I think, first of all, it needs to be healed. And therefore, a monogam relationship is very valued, where you can heal that. And if that then is healed, then you can open up for other people who are coming into the relationship where you can share that with. But I see it these days, it's more a distraction, the polygamy theme, how I can see it. People have problems to commit to other people. They're not willing to go the path where it's getting difficult and where you really meet the old pain, and where you really, I don't see the people really on a healing path. I see them more on a hedonistic part, you know, and I think that's are totally different approaches to how you can be in relationship. But for myself, and even now with my husband, we are still dropping deeper into love by trusting more and more and devoting ourselves more and more. And there's still sometimes there are coming big obstacles and big fears are still in our way, and we found techniques and to overcome that. And I have the feel when we are really dropping deeper to a certain amount of love, then that it will automatically will open, and that we automatically will spreading our love to other peoples. And how that will look like, I have no idea. And even saying then, okay, maybe then we are polygam, and then maybe we have multiple sex partners, it makes it very shallow and easy. I think it's much more complex, and it's this being truly polygam and loving and sending love into the world is a total different pictures than just narrowing it down to having sex with several partners.
Yeah, beautiful. Like that resonates a lot with me, and I also really feel like this path of open relating or polyamory. I don't even sometimes know what is more advanced, you know. I'm witnessing your relationship now for the last 5 years, and it's a beautiful dropping deeper, and I know it has its waves and its ups and its downs, and I'm just feeling it's really beautiful what you're creating together in the way you're like moving those waves. And for me, if it's really inspiring, because I also think it's very important to first find the trust within ourselves and the trust within one another to be able to really open. And I feel even, like a polyamory relationship is it's kind of almost like, you need to be very awake in a way to live it really in a way that everyone is included, and it's a healing path rather than distraction or running away from something.
But maybe that's a great commitment. If everybody is committed to a healing path, then it's possible.
That's true. From my experience, that was my experience. Like the commitment was really for awakening and growth, and it's beautiful and it's limited.
Yeah, and
it can be limited.
Yeah. But you experienced a lot of growth on this path.
Yes, very much growth, and I feel really it's been a beautiful journey for myself, also on the healing path of exploration. But it was really it takes a lot of conversation, different energies, and really for me the most important thing is actually that everyone needs to feel included in order to really grow and awaken with each other. So so what would you say that women come with to you, and what would you say they come to you? What are the kind of like difficulties they experience?
I think the biggest obstacle is mostly what I can see now is that they don't have time, because they are so busy in their lives already that it's hard for them to finding time, even finding time to give time to the subject finding a partner. What is obviously an indicator for that there's actually no time for a partner itself. So that's the first thing we really need to work. I worked with the women about the time issue, because if you have no time for yourself or for somebody else, then how should that happen? So that's one of the biggest obstacles. And then the other, that they are quite determined from past relationships, so they experienced a lot of wounds from the last relationships, and they don't want to have that anymore. So they're really fed up with that. But with having this emphasis so much on that, what they don't want to have anymore, it's really also very difficult to get to be open for something new and surprising. And that they have a lot of expectations how it should be and how it shouldn't be. And that also makes it very small for really be open for something what's totally new. What I try to open everybody or invite everybody to open up for something what they don't know yet. Because everything what they know, and that's my own experience, will never lead to something what is really fulfilling and creating happiness.
Yeah, I can really resonate with that time factor that you're talking about, and what for me was also really interesting to actually really admit to myself that I actually want to have a relationship, and how that relationship could, look like and feel like, and what you also say, and that's what that's my journey, over the last 10 years, but also that's what I work a lot with women, is just like letting down all those armors around the heart and really dropping into the feeling state and to allowing to feel the emotions that are connected to the hurt, the pain that we might have experienced, and really, really allowing them to flow and to just being seen and accepted and loved, and it's an incredible journey. So what would you say, when you work with women, how do they develop, or what do you see in women after a couple of sessions with you, how they are open or transform?
I think first of all, when they really get down to clarify why they want to have a relationship. So because it's always there's always reasons about that. So why do you want to have a man in your life? And then to say, yeah, I want to have a man because I don't want to be lonely anymore. For example, that's one of the most common thing. For example, I want to have a man because then I think I'm more happy and fulfilled. And then switching that and saying it's not the way around that you first need a man in order to achieve these things. It's actually you being happy and fulfilled first and then attracting a partner. It's you first who are happy being alone and then you're attracting a partner. And that makes a big shift. That's a big transformation to let that in. Because then it's really there. As you said, then you are really there and you can see that you can do something about to attract a partner. It's not you waiting anymore that the prince on the horse comes by and says, hey babe, do you want to come? You know, it's like stop waiting. It's more really then you can say, oh, I have a lot to do about, and everything has to do with myself. And of course the whole subject about self-love. I mean, how to love myself.
Self-care,
self-love, self-respect, all these things. What we postpone when I have a partner, then I will experience love for myself. But that never will work if there is no self-love at the first place for myself. I never can receive the love anybody gives to me. Somebody gives to me.
Beautiful. And this applies for women and men, right? So
sure, absolutely.
It's the same, even if you're working more with women at this moment, and I do the same, but it applies for just everyone.
True.
So is there anything else what you would like to share with women who might watch this video now and who really desiring their soulmates? So any last expert inspirations that you maybe can share with them?
Yes, I think it has a lot to do about what we are percepting about relationship, being in relationship. So to be really clear about what I think about how relationship has to be, what I'm expecting from my partner, what I'm wishing from my partner, what do I think I just can achieve when I have a partner. And to write all the things down, getting really clear about that, and then looking where these ideas are coming from. Are they coming from my mother and my grandfather? Does they come from Hollywood movies, where they're mostly coming from? Is it that what the advertisement telling me that I should be? But we are so surrounded by so many pictures which are telling us how it has to be that we are happy, that we totally lost the connection with ourselves.
And it's often also a very romantic idea, right? It's a very romantic idea of how this love should look like. And how the man should look like, and how she should behave like. And if you're really looking for a partner, it's very important to throw that all away. I mean, as any expectation, to be really free and open for something really surprisingly. And then, if you're open enough for something what is really surprising, then romantic turns out into magic. That's what I said to you the day before, because romantic is a totally wrong concept for me. That never will work. You will always be disappointed. But how would that look like if we can drop romantic and really go for magic? And that magic, it's in our hands to make that happen. I love that. And I think that what we all long for, we all long for magic in our lives, in a way that we all want to feel, loved and connected, in a way that just really nourishes us and brings us joy. So thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
My pleasure. And how can women find you?
Oh, you can find me on Facebook and on Instagram, and there are all the contacts to get in contact with me.
So
Yeah,
Thank you so much. Thanks for watching us. And yeah.
I wish you all the best, and maybe we have more of this conversation. I think we
let's
have
do
a lot
that. I like it.
to talk
Sometimes
about.
we think we should just, when we have those conversations, we just should put a camera, just having that run all the time, even, thinking about, because then sometimes we're having those incredible conversations where I think like, oh my God, we should have just run a camera in front of us. So it would be really valuable for lots of people. So if that was valuable for you, if you have anything to share, anything to comment, please let us know. You find Nina Thorwart on her website. You find me, Christiane Ameya, on my page. And yeah, talk soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.